Ugh. How you doing? How you doing, Absol?
I don't know what he says. I want to say something that he would say, but
I for,
I'm good.
I
I'm
forget
straight.
what his little ad lib is, but just tell Ax, can you ask Kendrick when the next album dropping? Though
Okay.
I'm patiently waiting on that.
Yeah, I'll let you know.
Shout out to
You be the
Kendrick too.
first.
Speaking of him, shout out to him because it's the 7th anniversary of To Pimp a Butterfly, which is like one of my top 5 albums of all time. It's so good. I think that album was great. It wasn't as like played as like Damn was or the Good Kid, Mad City, but that's really like my his best album to me. To
Mm,
me, very culturally poignant. It was like ahead of his time. He kind of knew what was about to happen. He made an album to fit the times that we was about to be going in. He made
mm,
protest music before there was protests happening. Well, kinda,
mm-hmm.
because Mike Brown had happened like 6 months before it came
Right. I
out.
mean, we've been protesting.
But and Trayvon had happened too before. Like I guess I shouldn't can't say, but it just kind of stuff kicked off after that though. Like it was a bunch of
Yeah.
stuff after that, you know. But yeah,
Yeah. All right. When I went to DC to protest, I put all right in my protest
playlist.
playlist. Uh huh.
I forgot you went to DC to protest.
Yeah.
What y'all go protest that time? It's crazy you gotta say that time for that
You
instance.
said what? What did we protest that time?
Yeah, because it's always like
Oh,
it's been so many different issues. People were
right. So when did we go? We went. I mean, it was Mike Brown, not Mike Brown, George Floyd, but it was
oh
also like Breonna Taylor and
okay
everybody before them too.
right.
But Aubrey. But one of the things that like made a larger group of us go, and I don't know, but just like some of the desecrations that Trump did during that time, like
Oh word yeah.
because they were already protesting there and he just had like his SWAT team just clear a path and like was just taking cats out, and then he went over in front of that church
Oh, that's when
that
and got
was
he held the Bible like weird
uh-huh
upside down or something.
yeah.
Yeah, I
And so
forget.
he was like, that was when he put on that little publicity stunt, and
Oh,
that so we went down there like right after that.
oh, okay.
So they had already like tagged everything, spray painted the Federal Reserve, like
Yeah,
broke through some of the White House defenses, but they put up like huge fences around everything again, and like spray painted monuments and
right.
just F-12 and all this other
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah. Why ain't y'all
It
just
was
stay in
crazy.
Detroit and protest?
I honestly don't remember the heart behind it. So we got one. She's a pioneer, Edith Ford. Shout out to
Oh,
her,
I know
friend of the
Edith. I've
pod.
met Edith. Yeah, yeah,
Um, so she was like about to just go down there by herself, and then somebody just happened to ask her, "Hey, how you doing? What's up?" And she was like, "Yeah, I'm on my way to DC." She was just going to buy like
yeah.
a whatever what you call it, like a bus ticket, and
Oh,
just
okay.
go down there.
Yeah.
So then everybody was just like, "Don't go by yourself. We'll go with you."
Mm.
So that's kind of how it started.
Word.
Um, yeah. Other than
Why
that, I
she
don't
feel the need
know.
to go to DC?
I don't know.
I'm
It's
not
like
knocking it.
that's
I'm not knocking.
that's
I'm
who.
just, cause Detroit, y'all get plenty. I mean, I know you say the police relationship is decent there, but it's other issues of
Yeah,
protest in Detroit. So I just was curious. That's all.
yeah. I know. I don't fully know why. We could have her on maybe and
Yeah,
ask her,
yeah, okay, yeah,
because I think she would love to do this, honestly.
yeah, for sure.
Um, but yeah, I think just she's just sick of it, sick of seeing all this stuff, and like she made a sign and it was something like, I've been protesting. I'm 61. I've been protesting since I was a kid, and it's the same stuff that I'm dealing with, and
Yeah,
I don't understand it. So there was a lot,
word.
but we had a very mixed group that went. Like, um, actually, probably few black people that went with us, but It was like Asian and white people and black. That was it. But it was a fun group.
That's cool. That's nice. Did you do any Flint protests, or did y'all do anything for Flint when Flint was had the water was going bad? Just curious.
Um, was I up here when that happened?
Uh,
When was that?
That was like that was recent. It was like 2015 at least. You was definitely in Michigan by that point.
Okay. Yeah, I was. I don't know if they did. I wasn't really involved with the church that I'm in
Word.
then.
Okay. Yeah, because I'm trying to
Um,
think when that exact what year that all popped off. Because Obama was still in office, so
yeah,
yeah, it was at least before 2017. So yeah, I
yeah.
forget.
So I don't know. They could have, but I have no
Yeah,
idea.
word.
I mean, Flint's still dealing with that stuff, so
Right.
it's just
Yeah.
not talked about.
Right. Right.
Um, yeah. I don't even know what to say about the Flint situation.
Yeah. Well,
Um,
well, welcome to the podcast without a name.
wait, I thought we was working on it.
We
Are
were, but
are
we
we
ain't settled.
are
I
we
guess
on?
the Student Loans Anonymous.
Yeah.
I guess. I
I,
mean, shoot, they need to forget them joints. Speaking of that, for real, they do. Cause I was just thinking about, cause somebody tweeted like the payment's about to start back up in May, and I
mm-hmm.
just was celebrating when they was pushing it back just a few months ago, and you forget how fast time moved. Now it's like, dang, it's about to be here already. The little moratorium they
Yeah.
had, and it's like y'all been gone that long without the money, and they just sent 15 billion to the Ukraine. No shade to them, but I care less and less about Ukraine the more I see how racist they are. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm just having a hard time having to finding the compassion anymore. Like I had it
Yeah.
at first, but then I'm seeing videos of like African people trying to cross over in the border and they just
Uh-huh.
getting cussed out, call every N word under the sun. I'm
Dang.
like, yo, all right. I don't really care as much Ukraine.
Yeah. See, and that I don't be on social media like that, so I don't even see stuff happening. So I just got like a couple dudes. They'll be texting stuff, and I'll see stuff happening. And um, I it was weird though when I first heard about the Ukraine stuff. This is the first time I like had an emotional response, and I just couldn't believe it. And I was like, and then as I started learning more about what's going on and everything, I'm like, do I care more because they're blind and blue eyes? And no, I don't think so.
I was gonna say I'll call
Cause
Dr. Umar right now live. And
nah, cause I honestly I don't know anybody Ukrainian. To me, I thought Ukrainians were like darker features anyway. Like they had brown hair, brown eyes.
yeah, no, they Eastern
Like
European.
Mila Kunis is Ukrainian.
Right. Oh
Like
yeah, she is Ukrainian, but her eyes are like pretty like light.
I guess. I mean, everybody got some green or hazel in their family somewhere.
I suppose. I suppose.
But nah, I don't know. That was a joke anyway about the do I care more because they're blind, just in case anybody is wondering. But it's weird though. Like I don't know. Like I've had compassion for it and I still don't really know much more of what's happening. I know Russia is still making progress. And then I've been hearing about like even like the African people that went there as refugees or they're there as students and whatever, and they just like, nah, you can't get on this train. Like that's just nuts to me.
It's not
Like
funny, but
how
it's like,
how hard is it to just let somebody pass? Like I don't
yeah,
get it.
yeah. They
And what good does it do the country if they stay there? That's another thing I don't get.
right, yeah. I don't, I don't know. And then I saw a video though of so they've been getting on Biden about his response to everything, and
Mm-hmm.
like they showed this video of, like the press, the accent. I honestly seeing that video, I'm like I feel like being a press secretary got to be the hardest job in America. It's harder than president because Biden don't really got to take the heat that she taking. They asking her all these questions that she really has no like control over it. She just like the
Uh,
messenger essentially, but they just on her head because they kept asking like, "Yo, is like America gonna do a little bit more to help Ukraine besides like, what we've been doing or like these little small little moves?" And then that's when all this news came out of them sending the money over. I feel like was in response to them pressing Biden about because his response so far has been seen as weak and just like not
right.
yeah. So yeah, it was interesting. It was like they was on her head. I was like, yo, that's a tough job being a press. I don't know why anybody would sign up to be a press secretary.
I mean, what do people want Biden to do?
They want him to send basically they want him to send the military over and like really get his hands dirty in the
I know, but I don't like. Do they not understand what that means though?
well, yeah, I don't think they necessarily do, but I think people look at it's just the idea of America being like the world police. So it's like if there's a fire out there, we should be the ones to put it out. And then there are also people who argue that Putin wouldn't respect anything else besides like us showing some level of strength. You know what I mean?
I don't know why they think Putin cares about whatever the hell the U.S. does.
He
Like,
does though. It's not like he doesn't care. He does like he has his
I
eye
mean, I
on
don't
us.
in the regard that he's gonna stop
Oh,
what he's doing right
word,
now,
yeah,
though.
right, yeah, yeah. I think he's
But
definitely like testing the U. I think. Well, I don't think. I. It's like he cares, but I think he's definitely like. I feel like this move was like it's twofold. It's definitely like a geopolitical element of local. Like they want to move in. They want to gain inroads
right,
into. But it's also like a part of them that's like, yo, let's test the U.S. now. Let's kind of because he had a more chummy relationship with Trump. I don't even know if he would have did this with Trump in office. And I'm not saying that's like I don't know if that's like a good thing or not. That, but I do feel like there's a bit of him like kind of like seeing like, all right, what y'all, U.S. what y'all about to some extent, to on the less maybe a lesser level, but yeah.
yeah. I don't. That's the narrative that I hate, though. Is this maybe wouldn't have happened if Trump was in
I
office?
ain't,
I'm like,
I ain't
I
saying it as an advocate. I'm saying it because of their friendly
interesting.
relationship. I ain't saying it because Trump was this tough guy or like
No,
Trump would have bombed them to hell. I'm not that person. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying
no, I'm not even saying he would have bombed him. I'm saying like I just feel like the relationship of Putin and Trump is kind of like Putin is like the cool kid in school, and then he's got his younger brother who's like just trying to fit in, and he's just like, oh yeah, he's here, but don't pay him no attention. Like it's still really about me, and Trump is just like, yeah, hey, where we going now, big bro? Huh? Yeah. Like that's how I imagine their relationship. I don't
that's a good
imagine that
analogy.
Putin actually respects Trump.
Probably not. Probably not. Um, but yeah, what was I gonna say? Dang, I lost my thought. It'll come back. But yeah, yeah, I don't know. I don't know if he how he feels about or if really feels about Trump. But it's probably more like in line with what you were saying. Um, but yeah, these are interesting times. Dang, I lost my thought. I had another. It was about to segue into like something else about this these going ons. Ah, I forget now. I don't know. It'll come back.
Yeah.
But
I mean, all I know is people just racist. Like people are trash. That's why like I don't hearing about this stuff. I know a lot of people that are mad that they're doing this to African people.
mm,
But to me, it's just like that's that's just white people being white people. Like they just white people and
touche.
even greater than that, like the more I'm around other cultures and hear how other people think and stuff, it's like nobody likes black people. I don't know why.
They don't.
like, like
Nobody.
nobody likes us.
It's because we were
And
the
like
original man.
maybe whatever. But even like people in Africa don't respect
African
people
American.
like
They don't.
US
They
blacks.
don't like us
Yeah.
at all. No. Yeah.
So it's just like where could we go? Like even I don't know. So I don't really get like the stuff it's frustrating but I don't get like mad about it over and over again because I already understand that's how it is.
Word,
Like
yeah.
I'm not surprised that even in the midst of peril and turmoil, you still gonna find a way to be racist. Like that's just who you are. Like, it,
Uh, that's deep. That's commitment too. You in the
it's
middle
such commitment,
of a global a war catastrophe, and you like, wait a minute,
right?
hold on, nigger. Oh, it's terrible. It's terrible. Uh, uh, oh man, what you doing with your hair, man?
Oh, um, trying to get my artistry game going.
No, okay.
So
This,
this dude at this dude at work, he was just like looking at me just straight faced. I didn't even know he was paying attention to me, and he was just like, "What up, Erica Badu?" And I'm just like, "Dang." I was like, I had to get Erica. I couldn't get Andre 3000 at least.
no.
And he was like, "Okay, okay, you right. All right, bomb head over Baghdad looking good."
I did.
And
Any of the old heads at work say anything? Cause
one dude said
they
I look
hate
like
long
Prince.
hair.
Nah, he said I look like Prince.
Okay.
And I was just like, bet. I
Bet.
like fist bumping for that. So I was like, I was hoping he would say that too, because
You going?
I
That's the
know
look
that's
you
his
going
era.
for?
I mean, I wasn't really going for anything. I just wanted a blowout. That's all.
I'm just waiting on the natural hair channel to drop. Help me with my situation.
Yo, Tasha does everything. I don't know how to do this stuff.
Yeah.
She be getting pissed at me because she keeps telling people that I refuse to learn. And I'm like, I don't. It's just when you're in marriage, you have to you realize, especially in a modern marriage, you realize who's good at what. Like if she was better at doing car things, she would do car things. But since I know that stuff and I'm better at it, I do those things. Like I used to do most of the cooking until HelloFresh, which is we're proud to bring you as a sponsor.
Friend of the
No, but
podcast, HelloFresh.
but yeah, until then, I did most of our cooking. So I'm just like, we know the things that you're good at. You're good at doing hair. So that's why you do my hair. And she's just like, no, you just need to try it. So she talking to the pastor's wife about it. Pastor's wife talking to me like, Kyle, sometimes you can just love your wife and just do these things for her. Like you hear her requesting this. And I'm like, okay, well, tell her to start changing her brakes then. Changing her own oil. And she was like, Kyle, that's not the point.
I ain't gonna lie, you triggered me. Cause why in relationships is it only a problem when the woman's upset? I'm just asking. I'm just asking a question. It's only an issue when they mad upset. If the shoe was on the other foot, if you wanted her to cook, it would be like, what? You want her to cook more?
How dare you say that?
All she does, like, this,
Oh, shoot.
so just food for thought. Just food for thought. Sorry, I don't want to bring any more marital discord or anything like that. I'm not trying to sell discord.
Nah, she gonna cut me after hearing this, but whatever. Nah, I feel like that is a thing though. I know several people that have done some type of like Christian counseling, and it's always the onus is on the man. They're always on the husband, regardless of what the woman does, even if she like really needs to own up to something and she's just not doing it and nobody is holding her accountable. But only the husband is holding her accountable. And then they're just like, have some grace, have some understanding. And then you're just like, wait, but she needs to work on this because she not caring for me. Like
I would have
why can't
flipped
she
that
do
little
these things for
counseling
me?
coffee table they be having in there over.
But nah, I mean that's true. I do think some of that has to do with
Women not taking accountability. Yeah, you're right. What?
no, I mean
What?
yes. But also there's like like the verse love your wife and like
Yeah.
you dang, I can't even think of
As
it.
Christ loved the church. You talking about that one?
Yeah, love your wife, Christ loved the church, sacrifice for her. I think in too many circles that is taken like way too aggressively
Mm.
to the point that there is no accountability or there is no onus because women still do things. They still have like sinful natures. Like it's not just I don't know. But I mean I get what the verse is saying, but I think we sometimes take it a little too far.
Hey, it's a
And yeah,
it's
I'm
a
done.
it's a sketch that Emmanuel Hudson did. He did like a Fear
Mhm.
Factor sketch. And it was all women contestants. And he said for the final challenge, he unveiled it, you're going to take accountability. And the women were like, oh no, I can't.
That's hilarious.
One girl started throwing up, like.
Oh my gosh. Oh, that's funny.
Oh man. Yeah. Sorry, I just felt a little triggered there. I'm all right though.
You-
What?
I want to ask, but I don't know how much you'll share.
Oh, I'll share whatever.
What makes you so triggered by that?
It's because just any relationship. It don't. It's not. I'm not even thinking about a specific. I'm just thinking of any relationship with a woman I've been in. Like if I bring something up to them, women just get this like real like. It's almost like mine. Like it's weird. It's like they do this thing where it's like they just like it's like a jujitsu where they switch it on you somehow.
It's called manipulation. Just like,
Oh,
why are you trying to?
that's what it. Oh my bad. See, I'm
That's
about to start crying because I've never had the language for what was happening to me. Nobody has ever told. That's what it was. It was
my
manipulation.
we are gonna get canceled.
Dang, we
for
joining the
life.
manosphere for real. This
Well,
episode.
nah, but we're also doing this during Women's History Month. Like,
Dang, you're right. But that's why it's it's important.
With that being said, our history fact is on Susan B. Anthony.
A white woman for real, Kyle?
Oh shoot, Harriet Tubman. What?
Oh man.
But yeah, keep going. I don't know if you finished.
Oh no, I was just gonna say like yeah, I've been in many scenarios where like I bring up very valid things, and women. Well, if you would just if I hear that again. Cause they flip it on you. They're like, your actions garnered a behavior from me, and so therefore it's your fault that I did acted the way I acted. I wouldn't have acted like I acted if you hadn't acted like this. And it's like, no, you just gotta just hold your stuff, hold your little like, hold your junk. I'll hold mine. I'll be like, yeah, I shouldn't have did that. A, B, and C, my bad. I'll do better this next time around. But when they be like, actually, it was cause of you. And I was like, wait, how we get here? Wait. And so
that is so funny.
Yeah, so that's that's just all wild.
Nah, me. So, like Tasha and I have like dealt with some of that stuff too, but I don't accept crap. So I just
well, you don't, huh? All right, Joe Jackson.
No, it's
all right.
I shoot more Ike Turner. But I don't know. It's like I see that stuff, and sometimes like it still works. Like I definitely have been manipulated by women in these scenarios before, but as time went on, I learned from them. So by the time Tasha came along, I was like, nah, I'm gonna just sidestep that, and I'm like, and I'm gonna hit you with this haymaker. I
Oh,
don't do that. I'm playing everybody, but it's just like I'll like call that out.
mm-hmm.
Maybe it's not always in that exact moment, but I'll be like, okay, so this is what happened. This is what I said. This is what you said. Why did you say that? Like, that doesn't seem to be like, it doesn't sound like you actually see that you had any fault here. So, like, let's talk about that and not just, I don't know. I try not to point fingers with it, but
Yeah,
we like try to dive deeper into it
cause
because
it's not you versus her. It's y'all versus the problem. That'll be out my
mm-hmm.
next book. It's untitled yet, but it's working title.
No, but that's real though. It's, I don't know, because we like have figured out a lot of the way that we react to things is because just like how we were raised or past trauma that we've had from past relationships or anything like that. So we talk about that stuff so that we're not just pointing fingers at each other all the time. And it's hard work.
Word.
There's many times where you just don't want to talk to them, but you have
Yeah,
to.
yeah, yeah. I'm learning that too. Like I definitely, if I feel attacked, I shut down, and that's been a thing
Mm.
for years. If I start to feel like it's just a lot of finger pointing going on, I'm like, all right, I'm checking out. I'm over
Mm-hmm.
this, and so I'm trying to learn how to like, you know, sidestep
Yeah.
that and really, talk and such.
Yeah. No, man. From watching NBA a lot, I've learned many lessons.
Mm,
To win a game, you have to play at your pace.
mm,
Don't try to match the pace
mm,
of the Warriors
mm,
if you're not the Warriors, you
mm,
know?
mm,
Don't try to shoot threes as much as they do
mm,
if you can't shoot threes like that.
mm,
The Rockets.
mm.
So, I basically just do that approach. So there's many times where Tasha will be like coming in hot. She'll be like up here, but I'm just calm and steady.
Mm.
I don't change. And I'm just like, yo, like she'll be yelling. And I'll be like, I'm not going to talk to you if you talking to me at that tone. And then I'll just walk away. And I'm like, calm down. And then we can talk.
Oh, all right, Ike.
I told you, that's what I'm going for.
Mm,
Hey, baby.
mm.
So I think that works for us, but everybody's different. But again, whenever y'all have your questions, your marital questions, relationship questions, just bring them into the pod.
Yeah.
We'd be happy to answer those questions.
Would love to actually. I think I'm about to do a
Would love
rebrand
to.
as like a relationship coach, like a Hitch type of dude. It's
Mm.
coming soon.
Or, or like that dude I sent you.
Wait, what dude?
Do you remember? Wait. When he asked the girl, "How much do you weigh?"
Oh,
And then-
yeah, yeah.
I forget his
Kevin
name, but he's really
Samuels.
popular.
Yeah, Kevin.
That's Kevin
The
Samuels? Okay.
Godfather. Yeah,
Dude, I just can't believe that he has such a platform.
yeah.
That women actually go to him. On top of that, that's what I'm more.
That's
shocked
actually
by.
what's the crazier because it's like most women complain about him. I've talked to mad women who hate him, but he
Mhm.
gets mad. All his callers be most not all, but most of his callers be women, and
Right.
and so it's very fascinating. A lot of hate
I
listeners.
just-
He gets a lot of hate listeners. Yeah,
True, but it's still like
attention is attention though.
it is. I just don't understand it. Like, I mean, I guess that is the whole manosphere stuff too.
Yeah.
But I I saw one where a guy called in and he was asking him like how much money you make, what you look like, like are you attractive, stuff like that. And then he was like, how big is your penis though? And I'm just like,
Oh, I know what
What?
video you told me. Yeah, that one was wild. How big your penis? I was like, whoa, Kevin, chill. I would have hung up. I would have.
it's wild.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah. It was, yeah. Kevin.
the fact that some people have platforms just makes me question why like why haven't we made it yet? You know?
Real talk. I listen to us a lot. I'm like, yo, I like her. We on to something. We're on to something here.
I posted a video earlier today.
On IG or
Cause I
TikTok?
no on YouTube because
Oh.
I actually need to get back into
Oh, I
what
saw
I
that video. I know
originally
what you.
started YouTube
Yeah, I
for.
saw that video post. Yeah, I didn't. But I saw you posted that. Yeah,
Yeah, that's the thing though. Ain't nobody watched it.
yeah.
And I'm like, yo, what I gotta do? Hmm? I have one view on it for the last almost 12 hours.
I always when I see
So,
like a one view, I'd be like, all right, who? How did they count this? Who was the person that found this and actually?
and they didn't even like it. It low key makes me sad, but I'm glad I can laugh about it. But I haven't been posting stuff like I should be, and but I'm trying to get back in that groove. I think I've removed most of those mental blocks that I have in my head.
That's good. Speaking of that, I just started therapy last week actually again for
Word,
like the fourth time in my life. But yeah, I just started. I really
word.
like this new therapist I got found too. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Is it a? Do you have a preference to like gender?
Lately I have the past two I've preferred male, but before that I like most the two. So the two therapists I had first were two women. My first therapist ever was a white woman, and then the second was a black woman, and then this third one was a black man, and then this dude's a black guy too. So
Okay,
yeah, but
that's cool. That's cool.
yeah,
Yeah, therapy has been super helpful for me. It's been like helping me realize that why one reason why I didn't like corporate America is it like that's just not my rhythm of life.
mm.
Also, I'm just not good at anything besides creative things. I'm realizing that slowly but surely. Every job that I try, I'm not good at. Do you know what they call me at work?
What they call you?
They call me One Owl Kyle because I'm so slow. I don't get much done. This is like I'm just stacking trauma and trauma on top of my life because I've always been slow. People have always made fun of me for it. And I can't do nothing about it. My mom, bless her heart, would always be like, "Don't don't you want to change something about that? Don't you want to prove them wrong, Kyle?" I'm like, "No, I don't. This is who I am." But like sometimes I be feeling like maybe I should do better. Like maybe I should just be faster. Like if I could just be faster, I would do that. But it's not who I am. One of the managers, he came up next to me because I was trying to like finish something last minute. And he was just like, "All right, Kyle, come on, let's kick it in second gear. Come on." And then he picked it up and all his stuff broke. Like the box just like fell open and he dropped everything. And I was like, see, that's why I don't kick it in second gear. And I also I don't have a second gear. Like this is it. This is my pace. Like I don't. You told me a while ago that I should move down south because it's a slower pace.
You should actually. I think it would really fit your personality. You should move to like Jackson, Mississippi. You would thrive. You would thrive.
Do you know what they called me in elementary school?
Please.
What's worse, the teacher named me this. In third and fourth grade, I had the same teacher. She announced to the class that my nickname is Turtle.
I would have started calling you Franklin.
I think that did happen.
Uh,
I already liked Franklin,
I'm
so
laughing at
that
your
worked
mom
for
saying
me.
you want to prove him wrong.
And the funny thing, it was you remember you used to go to Dayton with me
Yeah,
when we was in school,
yeah,
and my friend Bree would drive us.
yeah.
It
Right,
was
yeah.
so it was Bree that said it. She like said to my mom when she met her, she was like, "Kyle's just the slowest person I know," and she like said it endearingly. And my mom, when we got in the car and was on our way back home, she was just like, "That don't bother you? You?" I was like, "No, it doesn't." And that's when she said, "You don't want to prove him wrong." I'm like, "Yo, it is what it is."
Man.
I was already in my 20s at that point. Like it's what it is.
And by now you're 30, so that neuroplasty is hardened.
I'm like, if it was gonna change, it would have changed, and it hasn't.
Mm,
So,
yeah.
but yeah, like every job that I've had always requires like a pace that I can't produce.
That's hilarious.
And that's why I'm just like, I have to make it in the creative world because I can work at my own pace. I can do my own thing. Like it, I just don't know where else I would fit in, to be honest.
I know I'm like not doing the right thing if it's taking me too long. That's actually a sign that I'm like not really like in my zone or I don't care about what I'm doing. Cause usually I work
Mm.
pretty fast or I work at a certain
Mm-hmm.
pace. But if I start slowing down or if I'm dragging on something, I'm checked out. I'm checked out. So yeah. I was just telling somebody about your stories about how you talk slow and then how your stories sometimes don't always come back to the original point. I was just literally having this conversation with somebody.
Right. And all of y'all had it trauma in college. My storytelling didn't bother me until I met y'all. You jerks.
I was telling them it got to a point where I would just start smirking and you would know why I was smirking.
Mm-hmm. Trauma. That's what it
Oh,
is.
I'm sorry.
I need to talk about that with my
You
therapist.
go ahead. Let it out, buddy. Let it out. uh, one eye.
I tried to fight back yesterday and it didn't work out. I was just like, but I usually at least do 2 hours. So y'all can say 2 hour Kyle. Like that's better, right? And they're just like, okay, whatever, 1 hour. I'm just like, dang, man.
Oh,
They're all childish. It's like working in high school. Like it's all
what you expect at Costco? No offense, no shade, no shade to anybody.
I mean, but that is just I don't know what I expected. I didn't even know that like people still use the R word. They'll like still call people like retarded and stuff. Like I didn't even know that was a thing still.
You're in
And
Middle America, Kyle.
I know, but I didn't think that it was that lacking in progress.
Welcome to Middle America.
It's just so weird. And then a couple of them know that I have an engineering degree and like one that old head, he always be coming at me like, "Yo, you don't belong here." And I was like, "I know I don't. This is all temporary to me. Like I don't." He's like, "Go back to engineering." And I'm like, "No, I don't want to do that. I would have still been there if I wanted to do that." But yeah, it's very interesting hearing the things that they say and talk about.
Speaking of in Middle America, our home state of Ohio, they just passed a law that legalized you can carry a gun without a license now. And
Hmm.
it's a lot of states doing this. Tennessee did it. I think Tennessee did it first. So I can go out and buy a gun, not need no CCW or anything like that.
Hmm.
Tennessee did it. Then I think Georgia followed suit, and now Ohio done it too. And so
Interesting.
vigilantism is about to grow and about to blow up.
Ooh, speaking of that, what did you think of the
I
Batman?
loved it.
You loved
I
it.
did, but I
I
know,
know you're a big Batman
yeah, I
fan.
like it was a low it was a low bar for them to cross, but I loved it. I did. I thought it was great. I liked I liked the pace of it. I liked the mystery of it. I was like, okay, it probably did go a little too long, especially given how like it ended. It wasn't necessarily like it didn't have to go that long, but I
Yeah.
liked it though. I definitely enjoyed myself. What about you?
Um, I liked it and disliked it at the same
What'd
time.
you dislike about it?
Like I thought it was good
Uh,
overall. Like I enjoyed it. Um, especially in terms of action, like the the chase scene is the best I've seen in
oh
years.
yeah, with the penguin.
That chase,
Yeah,
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 that chase scene was top notch. But
yeah.
um, I think it could have easily been like an hour and a half. They just had so many just pointless scenes that just didn't really add anything, and they were long, awkward scenes.
Yeah.
Like I just even with the chase, like right after the chase, where they show Batman like walking up and the flames are going behind him
Yeah.
and it's just like going back and forth with the penguin and the
Yeah.
Batman, and then he like bends down and it's just like they just staring at each other awkwardly and it's
Yeah.
all in slow motion.
Yeah.
All of that could have been cut. Like that was
I think
so
it made it more epic. It kind of drove that scene home though. It
I
was
was crap. I
because that was
also
one
I
of the
thought
best
the
shots
movie.
ever with him with the flames behind him. That was a cool shot.
Mhm.
Um,
But I also thought the movie was hilarious. Like I didn't know that it was in the comedy genre
it was
because
why? What you think was funny?
but it wasn't stuff that was supposed to be funny. It was just like awkward moments in the movie that's what I'm saying. Like they had a lot of awkwardness
Mm.
throughout the movie. So me and Tasha keep cracking up about the chief before well, I guess they never showed like Gordon actually becoming the chief, but the dude who was the chief,
Right.
his voice was hilarious.
I forgot what his
Like,
voice sounded like
he
now.
had such an awkward voice. He sounded like Patrick Star from SpongeBob. Like
I forgot.
he was just like, "Huh? You're gonna so you're gonna believe this guy? Huh?
Oh.
Okay. All right. Well, we're gonna go out there and we're gonna figure it out, or I'm gonna punch him in the face." Like I, I was cracking up. But then even Gordon in that same scene, he was like when they were talking to him and Batman, they were trying to work out a plan for how Batman was
Yeah,
gonna escape,
yeah.
and he like the faces he was making, I just felt like he was overacting a little bit, which is crazy because he is a phenomenal
Yeah, he's
actor
one of
in everything he
he's really
does.
good. Yeah.
I just like feel like they gave him the their direction for him from the director. I didn't think was great for his role, but like the faces he was making, it was reminiscent of watching Jordan Peele on Key and Peele skits.
He will, yeah, yeah. I could see that. Yeah,
So that was funny. And then lastly, um, what this is where I didn't like it is some of the dialogue. Like I don't like when scripts explain everything in the actual dialogue and
uh,
not just like show it cinematically.
yeah,
Um so that was and they only really overdid that with Wright's character though. Like
yeah.
there were many times where he was just explaining way too much. And I'm just like, okay, this is
I
so
heard that criticism a lot. People were saying like he was too dependent on Batman to figure stuff out. Like a lot of people were criticizing like they didn't feel like he had enough of his own backbone, of enough of his own like kind of like will or kind of like his own volition. It was always like Batman. What do you think,
mm,
Batman? What do you think about this? What do you think about that?
oh yeah,
Like,
that's true.
I heard that
That's true too.
criticism a lot about it. People also criticized Catwoman not having enough scenes because I liked her. I like Zoe Kravitz's character. I like how she portrayed her.
Yes.
But I think she did a good job. But they didn't like. She might have
Yes,
been
she
a
did.
little underutilized.
Yeah, she was.
But yeah, they said she, could have showed her more on the screen.
Indeed.
But overall, I liked it. I did like it. I liked. I had a good, but it did go a little long. It could have. You're right. They could have like been more efficient telling the story.
Also, the dude who played the Riddler was amazing.
Yeah, I like. Yeah, he was good.
He was so good.
Yeah, yeah.
And I had to look up who some of those characters were because I didn't even know the Penguin was Colin Farrell. Like I couldn't
Oh
put that
right, that
together
was
at all.
yeah. I had to. I saw that after. I looked that up after, and then yeah, they did a good job with the prosthetics and all that. Like
Yeah,
yeah.
he did well. But yeah, the Riddler, he was on this old movie from like high school called Girl Next Door,
Oh okay.
and he was just like this nerdy little friend. Like it was one of those like kind of raunchy comedies
Yeah.
that you don't expect to see those people do anything else.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. Okay.
But I guess he has like progressed into this really good actor, and
Yeah.
I'm excited to see that because I wasn't expecting it, and I had no idea who he was, but I did know who he was. It just he don't look the same as he did then.
Word. Yeah, no, I liked his portrayal. I like just how more realistic the whole movie felt in general though. Like it
Hmm.
didn't feel
Yeah, it's
like
very grunge. I
yeah.
like the grunge
Yeah, yeah. It
aspect of
wasn't as
movies way
like
more.
yeah, cuz that was a criticism I also heard. People was like, "Man, Batman wasn't Batman enough. He wasn't doing enough crazy." But I liked how
Right. Why?
more
Because he didn't have like his $1 billion gadgets and
yeah,
stuff.
yeah. But also people were saying like this is like an early iteration of Batman they're depicting too.
Hmm.
Like he's still figuring stuff out. This cuz they showed on the movie he's like in year 2 of the Gotham project or they was showing the little journal he
Yeah.
had. So yeah, I think it's showing like he's still figuring stuff out, got like kinks to work out. So I didn't mind that. But I did overall I liked it. I would definitely love to see it's a part 2 or figure out where they go next with it. But
Yeah,
yeah.
for sure.
And it was true to the comic book too, because Batman in the comics is more of a detective anyway. Like, so
Hmm.
it kind of depicted him as a detective and working.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I do like that. So it it's like the Batman games. That movie is
Oh.
way closer to the games,
Oh. Okay.
which those games are phenomenal.
Mm.
But you're very much a detective in those games too, and um, yeah, they'll probably in future movies have like more of that technology and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is dope. I did like the just the whole direction they were going in for this one. It's very different than the Christopher Nolan ones.
Yeah, for sure.
Um, 'Cause I don't. The first one, Batman Begins.
Yeah.
I think that one was a little more grunge too.
Yeah, well, it was grunt, and it wasn't. Yeah, he wasn't bat. Like a lot of it was just him becoming Batman. So it wasn't. He
Yeah.
was only Batman for like probably like the last 30, 45 minutes of the movie. Really,
Okay.
everything else.
Because I don't even remember that much of it.
Yeah,
But
yeah. No, he was like becoming bad, learning how to, he was with Ra's al Ghul and everything like that.
okay.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Yeah. Also, the dude who was like the bad guy,
The mobster,
the main. Yeah, I can't remember his
Falcone.
name.
I forget that.
Falcone.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've never seen him do a serious role before.
Oh, he is always
He's
kind of like,
he's always
yeah,
in comedies,
yeah, yeah. I forget
so
that
that
dude's
was good
name, but
too.
yeah, I know. Yeah, yeah. And that was even a true thing in the comics. Like that was because I didn't know that, but I had looked it up after. Like Catwoman, Falcone is sometimes in some comic books they speculate him as being Catwoman's real father, biological father. So that
Hmm.
was even because at first I was like, are they reaching right now? But it's actually it's a real thing.
Mm.
So yeah, yeah,
Yeah, that movie made me want to go back and play the old games
mm.
because the second one is one of the best games I've ever played
Oh wow.
ever. Like it's so
Does it
good.
have all the villains on it for the most part?
Yeah.
Hmm.
But and that's like the part that's the best is the you got your main storyline and you like do all these big missions, but then there's also all these side stories. but they all like seem to fit into one story. Like
Oh,
it doesn't feel like you're doing side missions. That's
oh,
like a flaw with a lot of video games is you know when you're going to do a side mission, but
hmm.
it's so well done. But
Well,
I sold it when I sold my PS3, and I wish I hadn't have.
hmm. Yeah,
Yeah, I want that back. But yeah, it was good. I'm excited.
and they teased the Joker at the end. Spoiler
Mm-hmm.
alert, but yeah, they teased him at.
I mean, all this was.
But the director was saying that's not the direction they might not go in the direction of a Joker because they said so many Jokers now that's been out there now they might not even go in that realm. But yeah.
Yeah, because I didn't know if that they were gonna like have any connection with this in the Joker movie that
Oh
came
right,
out.
yeah, right. No, I guess what DC is doing. I was reading up on this. All these movies are supposed to just be standalone. They're not like doing a DC universe anymore, or like they're not trying
Okay.
to do like they were trying to do that with Ben Affleck's version of Batman and the
Yeah.
Superman. But now they're just all these movies are supposed to be like standalone movies. So
Okay.
yeah, so I don't know. Yeah,
Because I liked the Joker too.
yeah.
That was
That'd
good.
be cool if they made some connection. They may brought him into the next Batman, but I don't know. I doubt they do that.
Yeah.
But yeah, that would be.
Yeah. I'm curious to see who they would bring in because I feel like he has a lot of villains that they never touch
Yeah.
in movies.
Well, like who?
Um, like there's Killer Croc,
Oh, I forget about him. Yeah.
there's Zaz.
Uh.
Um,
But they're not as
Zaz is
popular either,
just.
though. That's the
I
thing.
mean, yeah, but I still feel like even with the Spider-Man movies, they pick some people that aren't that popular.
Mm.
Um, but I don't know. I just feel like to differentiate, like they could, the backstories behind them is still so like deep though that they could still do a lot with it.
Mm.
Especially with somebody like Zaz. Like Zaz is crazy. He might. I mean, he's not. He might be on the Joker's
I'm
level,
about to
but he's
Google
still not
him.
as popular.
I'm about to Google Zaz.
Um,
Uh,
but yeah, I don't know. But it's always the Riddler or Joker, and then when the George Clooney days,
that was an awful. I hate. No. Yeah, that's the one I
they were
hate.
terrible. Batman and Robin
That's the one I hate. Yeah, the Batman. That was a
with like.
terrible. That was like an awful
So
movie.
I haven't seen it as an adult. I remember loving it as a kid
No, I
though.
loved all the Batmans as a kid, but like I think I've seen them like more grow, and I was like, this is like Jim Carrey's Riddler is terrible. I hate his version of the Riddler.
Yeah, yeah, I didn't. Yeah, I do remember that, and remembering it's too like happy go lucky
Yeah, it was too bright. Yeah.
because nothing of Batman. Oh, that reminds me. Have you seen any of the animated movies, Batman movies?
Yeah,
You
I
would
just
really like
watched. No,
those.
I watched my favorite. One of my favorite Batman movies is the animated. Is the Mask of the Phantasm. Phantasm. Have you seen that one?
Okay,
It can't. It's like
I don't
critically
know,
acclaimed. It's a Batman animated movie. It's really good. You should
but
watch it.
they're all really
They
good.
actually, the director said this Batman was inspired in part by that one, Mask of the Phantom. But I remember seeing that as a kid, and then as an adult, I like went back. I recently like would go back and watch it every blue moon. But it's really good. Mask of the Phantom. It's like super good. It's like I wouldn't mind if they made that into like a live action Batman movie. Like it's that good. Like um.
Um, dang, there's so many. I don't even know how to find them.
But that's really the only animated movie I watched a lot of the Batman, the animated, like the show though. I watched a lot of those.
Mm.
And I used to get the Batman. It was I don't know if it was part of the animated series, but I used to get these Batman videos like on like rent them. But it'd be like each one was a different. It was like a different bat. Like each one was like he was fighting a different villain. But at the
Mhm.
end, they would get locked up in Arkham, and then they would show the rest of the villains in the Arkham at the end. Like he would yeah. So that was a cool one. Yeah.
Huh. Yeah, they always do that.
Yeah.
I and that's what bothers me with like Spider-Man and Batman. They have this no kill policy,
Oh right.
which
Yeah.
I mean in real life I have that. But in this world that's made up. I'm just like, you just leave so much room for error down the line.
Yeah,
Just let
cause
them
they gonna
go.
break out of Arkham. It's bound that.
Always do. Every single time. That every Arkham game is
Somebody.
them all breaking out of Arkham. And then you gotta go put them back in. And all the stuff that they do in between and figuring out where they are. Oh, Deadshot. Or is it Deadshot? Deadpool? Not Deadpool. There's like a he's like Batman, but bad. That would be a really good villain to see in one of the movies.
Oh, it's a Batman villain, but he's bad. He's like,
Uh-huh.
oh, huh.
Yeah, I can't remember his name, but he's got a lot.
Hmm.
Like, but they could do a lot with it. And they're also like he and Spider-Man are very similar. Those are like the two like parallels in my mind, except Batman doesn't have any superpowers.
Yes, he does.
He doesn't.
Yes, he
Wealth
does.
is not a super. I
Yes,
mean,
it
it is a
is.
superpower,
Yes, it
but it is. But it's still like. I also like that they addressed the mayor coming to him and like, "Yo, you got all this money, but you're not really doing nothing with
Oh,
it. So why
right.
don't you come
Yeah.
help us?"
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's always been like the thing about Batman. It's like he could solve all this stuff with all his money,
Instead,
but he just want to use it beating up people in the dark.
it's a whole Twitter, like, for a long time. It was like a Twitter trend, and people would be like when you going to buy some weed and Batman come pulls up and beats you.
but but I in that aspect, I was going into the movie thinking that too. Like Batman sucks because he could just use his money. But I like how they portrayed it in that it's like he is still focused on bettering Gotham
Right.
in whole and like seeing that he's not really there, but he's getting there.
Yeah.
And I'm like that was like the first time I've really seen like, okay, he is trying to make a big
It was
difference,
cool too.
but he's trying to do it himself.
They made the connection with him like his father not following through on the on that promise with
Mm-hmm.
connecting it to like why Gotham is the way it is and why the Riddler's even doing what he's doing.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was cool too. But even that was a real story. I didn't know his that was real true to the comic book. Like his dad did in the comics, he depicted as having ties to the mob and to Falcon. Like that's a real thing too.
Mm.
Yeah, so it was cool. A lot of they definitely stayed true to. I like when they stick close to the comic books and don't go too far off from that. But yeah.
Yeah. I'm waiting for them to do a grunge Spider-Man movie because much of his comic books are grunge too.
Mm.
They just never do it. They do all
The
like the
happy go lucky.
fairy cutesy stuff,
Yeah.
which I still like, but I do like grunge. Like I like the nitty gritty.
Mm.
That's why I do like the Batman movies, even though I don't like Batman. But
You hating.
that's neither
You
here
gotta
nor.
stop hating on my man Bruce Wayne.
It's just I don't know. He's
Do you think the Riddler knew who
whatever.
he was?
Who Batman is?
Yeah. People
Yeah.
there was
He made it pretty clear that he knew who
people
he
were still
was.
speculating. I was seeing people speculating because I thought that too. I think he knows I think he knows Batman is Bruce Wayne and vice versa. But people were speculating that he might not have known who he was. Yeah.
Yeah, that's possible.
Or yeah.
I mean, I could see how you could speculate. At first, I thought when he sent him when he had the note and it was like to Bruce Wayne, he sent it to his house and then
Yeah.
also said for Batman. I was thinking that, but then I was like, no, he said to Batman on everything though.
Yeah,
So that was
exactly.
just another victim. But when he went and saw him in the
And they
cell,
had that
where like, and he just kept saying Bruce Wayne,
yeah.
and he was just like, I know you.
Yeah.
And then he said Bruce Wayne. I'm like, okay, so he knows who he is.
Yeah, but I don't know. And that's people were speculating that he really, or he was just drawing parallels between Bruce having all the attention and him not getting any. You know what I mean? Him not getting.
Because I'm pretty sure he was like, you look different.
Oh.
Because he remembered him as a kid.
Oh, right. He did say that. Yeah. What was interesting though is I thought So you know, at that funeral when they show him at the when
Mhm.
and he's at there staring at Bruce Wayne when he's just. I thought he knew that he was Batman then though, or like, and I guess maybe, but I thought that's what they were trying to show was that. But then later on, I realized, oh, he was just looking like at him as like, yo, you my next target type of thing, maybe too. You could
Mhm.
just kind of interpret it like that. Cause yeah, I thought like, oh, does he know he's Batman? And yeah, does the dude? Cause he was staring at him like,
Yeah.
um. So yeah, it was interesting.
Hmm. I didn't think we were gonna talk about this long.
I didn't either. We going like the movie. We doing what the.
But I appreciate it.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's because you're not really into like the hero stuff, except Batman,
That's
and it's
it.
funny.
That's it. I don't do no
It's
much
just
else.
funny.
No
I
spot.
can't talk to you about
Cause
anything
I ain't
else,
seen the new
and
Spider Mans. I ain't seen none of the new Spider Mans.
they're so
I ain't
good.
seen all the
That's
Avengers. I seen the last two Avengers, but I ain't see the rest of them. I've never seen Iron
the
Man.
what? Not even the first one
No, I've never seen any of the Iron
with
Man.
Terrence Howard.
I've never seen any of the Iron Mans.
Oh my
I
gosh,
started it
the
one.
first one is so
I started
good.
the first one like it got like 5-10 minutes in, and I don't know. I just turned it off. I forget why, but yeah, I ain't seen that. I ain't seen.
Cause the first one is just like the Bruce Wayne stuff. I mean, I think on paper those two are more on par because
Right.
they both don't have superheroes. They got money and they got
Yeah.
suits,
Yeah.
inherited stuff from their father.
Yeah.
But they like that was the whole premise of the first Iron Man is like his dad had these connections and these ties, but he was actually doing bad stuff,
Oh.
not just like in with the wrong people.
Yeah.
Like he was actually like um like his whole company Stark Industries was making military equipment for the government, and like the government was using that to destroy all these other countries, so all these other countries hated him, hated Tony Stark, hated all like Stark Industries, and they started stealing it,
Mm.
using it against US people.
Mm.
And he like they end up capturing him and was just like, yo, make us this weapon only for
And
us.
that's how he got that the shrapnel on his chest, right? Cause
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Using his own stuff that he developed, because he up until that point he had never thought about like what is the weight of the weapons that I'm making, what is the
Mm.
weight of this. So then he was just like, I can't continue my father's legacy anymore. I need to do something different
Mm.
with this money and
Mm.
resources.
You just spoiled the movie for me, so now I really don't gotta see it.
I mean, I didn't spoil. I mean, that is like
The gist.
that's like the first half an hour to an hour of the
Oh,
movie.
okay.
I didn't actually spoil it.
Yeah, I think the last before Batman, the only superhero movies I saw was like the original X-Men. I did go see those. I've seen all of
Those
those.
are great
Yeah, they
too.
are. I like those ones too. When Holly Berry was Storm, those ones. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and yeah, that's it. Batman was the one. But Dark Knight's like nothing will ever replace Dark Knight's like my top 5 movies.
I still haven't seen that all the way
You
through.
really?
I fall asleep every time.
It is long, but it ain't even as long as I don't think it's as
It's not,
yeah.
but it's boring.
No, it's not.
It
It's
is.
like it's top start to finish. It is like epic.
It is, but it still bores me. Like I think I've seen all of the scenes probably, but I've still never watched it all the way through.
Man, anytime that's on, like if it's on streaming, I'll throw it on just to watch it again. Like
I keep telling myself I will, but then I have to think about carving out 2.5 hours. But now I watch stuff like movies in like increments now. I don't care anymore. I'll just watch like a half hour at a time or something.
word. Speaking of movies, so I get 30 minutes into These Men for Everybody.
These men.
I'm 30 minutes in.
What did you watch it on?
Tubi, it's on Tubi for free. You can watch.
Okay.
Tubi got all the bad black movies on it for free. Well,
Okay.
it's free, but it's ads though. They'll stop it every like 30 minutes with an ad, but it's
Okay.
free. But yeah, I got 30 minutes in. It's
Oh
as
my
bad as it
gosh.
looks, but
Dang. Like, do you know? I mean, you already know because they ruined it in the comment section on the trailer.
right.
But I was gonna ask, is it like just predictable anyway?
Yeah, well, I didn't know it was kind of boring for one, and I fell asleep on it. But it was like yeah, I think you could kind of predict where it was going, but it didn't make sense. You just didn't know. I think it was like, all right, I know where this is going, but this also isn't making sense. So anything could happen. Like, yeah, yeah.
um, they remind me. Oh man, I sent my sister. So it was something free like that I was watching this movie on. It's like a whole channel
Mm,
of like you can get it on your TV.
right.
If you have a smart TV or something, but they only play like black movies. And I can't remember the name of it though, but it was something to do with zombies. It was like a black zombie movie. It was so terrible. I watched the whole thing though. I couldn't like turn away. It was so bad. Nothing made sense.
Zombies in the hood or something like that. Is that what?
It was no, it had a much different name. So what happened? And it like he had a party or something, and I don't know. He was like living with his sister and her husband, and they went out of town. And then he was an exterminator, and he accidentally like left something out, and then everything that people ate at this party, then they became zombies. It was really bad. I can't even remember the name of it. But
Some
you should put that on your
fabuloso
list
turn
next.
people into zombies. Oh my god.
Black zombie movies. Let's see. What? These aren't zombie movies.
Mm.
Oh, Little Monsters. I forgot about that. It's got Lupita.
And the one you saw?
No,
I was
no,
like,
Little
was this
Monsters.
the beginning of Lupita's career or something? Why? How's she getting?
No. Yeah, I can't find it.
You know what's funny about low budget movies is like you rarely see somebody in a low budget movie make it to like bigger stuff. You really don't, and I feel like that like belies. You know how they always say like small beginnings. I feel like that just belies that whole concept because I've never seen like somebody really. Because I'm trying to like even like, but I'm thinking of like even like classic black movies that like maybe somebody who's big like Jamie Foxx. Jamie Foxx was in Players Club,
Mm-hmm.
not Players Club. He was in Players Club. Jamie Foxx was in Players Club, but then he was in Ray. But Players Club isn't super low budget though.
Yeah, it's not.
It's just
They still had a lot of like somewhat big name. Like Ice Cube was in it.
they
Wasn't
had
he?
Bernie Mac. Like they had a bunch of
Yeah.
which I thought about that too because I never associate Bernie Mac and Jamie Foxx in the same movie with that. But that's because Bernie Mac wasn't Bernie Mac in that. He was Dollar Bill in Players Club.
Uh-huh.
That's too. He was a whole different person in Players Club. But yeah, like that. But that wasn't the same thing. I'm talking like real super low. But you never see that. You'll never like you
Now it's my quest to find it.
to find somebody in
Like
like
it's usually the opposite though for
right.
black
They fall
actors.
off. Yeah,
Yeah.
I was thinking. If you see somebody in of note in a low budget, it's oh dang
Mm-hmm.
they fell off. Like
Yeah.
yeah, that's true. That's real true. White actors don't
Except
fall off.
They do.
Not the big ones. Not like our black, like not like our icons fall off.
Yeah. No, yeah, that's true. So I was gonna say you got like there's one white dude. I got his face because he's in some low budget black movies too. But he's a white guy, but he's been in some big stuff.
But I'm talking about
I
name like white. Because he probably was like a supporting actor in those.
I don't know. I don't know.
Oh.
I gotta find it. But
Um.
um but
But
no, you're right. I agree.
you don't see
It usually
Brad
doesn't
Pitt.
work
Don't
that
be
way. Nah,
you know.
he's been on the top for a long time.
Yeah, Tom Cruise. He on Mission Impossible 12
They really need to stop making those
and
movies.
Fast and the Furious.
I'm more okay with that.
I'm not okay. Like I ain't seen Fast and Furious in so long. I didn't. I like every time I'm like they still making this.
The last one I've seen is 6. But Fast 5
I
was
ain't
great.
seen the one since 2. I think 2. I think matter of fact, I think it was Tokyo Drift, which was like an offshoot. That was like the last one I've seen.
Nah, Fast 5 is great.
That's when the Rock and the Vin Diesel fighting each other, right? That's Fast 5.
I think so.
Oh, I have heard.
Or no, that might be 6.
Oh.
Where they fight each other.
Oh.
But yeah, 6 is okay, but 5 is probably the best one of all of them. Besides the second one.
That's the one with Ludacris.
No, it's better than
the second one got Ludacris in it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, and Eva Mendes. But yeah, I don't know. I need to figure it out though, because I just keep thinking of like Essence Atkins, who she's done stuff, or even Regina Hall. Like they've done stuff with like the Wayans brothers that made it like big, like Scary Movie 1
But that
and
wasn't
2.
low budget though.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. But now they're still not doing low budget thing. Well, Essence Atkins is.
We saw that. We saw.
But Regina Hall doesn't.
Right. No, not at all. She ain't been doing
I don't know. But I don't know what she's been in recently.
She was in that little movie or whatever with Issa Rae. That was like the last one I think I've heard. It was Issa Rae. It was it was called Little or something like that. But Regina Hall was in that. She was in another one too. I forget, but yeah. You don't see. All right, we just fall off. It's crazy. I'm tired of Hollywood, bro. I'm gonna keep saying that on every pod. Like I'm just tired of Hollywood mistreating our black TV royalty.
Yeah,
you put in all that work on UPN and you can't get nothing.
Yeah, like where's that other girl from Twins or whatever?
Tia and Tamara?
No. Yeah, that's confusing. I'm sorry. They're not twins. They were sisters. Half and half.
Oh, you talking about she's actually, I think she's like no, I'm mixing her up with somebody. I'm mixing her up with Cree Summer. Cree Summer is like an actress who's like a big voice actress now. But this girl, I don't know what that girl was doing. But she was in some other stuff before Half and Half. She was in
she was in Half Baked.
She was in that, but she was in that witch movie. They was all witches. With like Nev Campbell, I think.
Oh, The Craft.
Yeah, she was in The Craft.
She is in that?
Yeah, that's her. Oh. Yeah. But yeah, I don't know where she at now, and I forget her name too.
Yeah, I don't remember her name either.
Yeah.
I don't be knowing people's names.
I'm terrible at unless I see multiple. Yeah, I'm terrible at actors' names. I know faces more than I know names.
Right.
Yeah. Well, this might be about that time, huh?
Yeah, I think so.